For me, music was a release. It allowed me to escape from the pain I was feeling, or embrace it at times. If I was feeling sad, I would sing sad songs. If I wanted to be inspired, I would look for songs that filled me up. When my twin sister and I were very young, maybe 8 or 9, she found a bird that had been injured after trying to fly out of the nest. My father looked at the bird and tried to tell us in his gentle way that the bird might not survive. But every day we took turns holding the bird and nurturing it and feeding it with an eyedropper. Eventually it got better. No longer broken, it was ready to fly again. I was born into a kind, loving, easygoing family. I was a twin with 5 siblings. We were raised by parents who did their best to provide for us. When I was 9 years old, my eldest sister got married. My parents thought the world of my new brother-in-law, and it never occurred to me not to trust him like I would any other family member. The sexual abuse began shortly after he was officially welcomed into our family. I knew it was very wrong, wasn't normal, but because he was held in such high regard, I felt in my child's heart that it was my fault. I must be very bad. I was brought up in the Catholic faith, and my mother always taught me if I ever had a problem that I couldn't talk to anyone about, not even her, I could always trust a priest. I became involved in the church. I thought if I worked hard, I could somehow redeem myself in God's eyes. It wasn't too long after that the inappropriate touching started by the priest I had grown to admire and trust. He told me I was an angel. So why did I feel so dirty? Eventually, this priest left and was replaced by another. The new priest was a lot of fun. He had a great sense of humor, loved the youth, and established a trusting relationship with me quickly. It wasn't long until the abuse began again. I remember thinking, I must be very bad. 3 different men had done bad things to me. It must be my fault. I felt completely broken, just like the little bird I had held in my hands not so long ago. Ashamed and confused, I began praying for God to take me and spare me this misery. One day, I met my husband. He became my rock. We were married and life was good. When my daughter was born, I knew I had to find my voice and make my family safe for her. I finally told my sister and my parents what my brother-in-law had done. They believed me and supported me, but as I had always feared, my sister pulled completely away from our family. There was this break in the family circle that could not be mended, and it was my fault. A friend told me about community justice initiatives, and I was filled with this renewed hope. We met as a family at CJI, and although the outcome was not what I had hoped for, it allowed some closure and healing to begin. I was amazed to discover the many restorative justice programs available to the community through CJI. I believe that CJI inadvertently saved my life, and I knew I had to be a part of this work. I completed the facilitator training, and after 9 weeks, I began facilitating the Male Survivor Peer Support Group. Their stories of courage and strength inspired me. Unexpectedly, through the group discussions week after week, I became aware of my own healing taking place. The little bird was finding her wings. When CJI asked me to facilitate a group for men who had offended sexually, I wasn't sure if I could do it. But my drive to keep the community safe for children and to understand the reasons why people offend gave me the courage I needed to take on this new role. In no time, I found myself completely engaged with these men that the media had always portrayed as monsters. I discovered that most of them had suffered as I had. Many had been neglected and unloved and left feeling worthless and full of shame. As children, their basic human needs had not been met. I grew to respect and admire them. They showed me the power of the human spirit to survive despite impossible odds. Their histories did not condone what they had done, but it helped shed light as to how they ended up at CJI. I believe people need human love and kindness and are entitled to it. It made me consider where my life might have gone had I not had a loving family, friends, therapy, and all the other supports I've had throughout my life. Putting people in prison is not the answer. My dream is that one day there will be community justice initiatives in every city, town, and village across the world, that all children harmed will know they can tell without fear and will be shown love, kindness, and nurturing to restore their strength and assist in their healing. I believe this would significantly reduce incidences of abuse and allow all humans that have been broken the support they need to mend their wings and fly again.